Hi, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I hope you can see my screen. Maybe give me a thumbs up.
Hello, Jude. Yes, I see your screen.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Patrice. All right, guys. I would say we are 3 minutes over, so let's get started. I'm pretty sure one or the other will join along the way. I will stay in this presentation mode because we made the experience that unfortunately when we go full screen, the video sharing is not working anymore. So let's jump right in. So first of all, I want to welcome you to the 16th community call. Today is the 10th of March. I'm Lute, or also the Jesus Crust on Twitter. And as usual, we want to look at our network metrics. So the last month was quite successful in terms of our network fundamentals. In fact, we added 206 nodes over the last month, which makes up to overall 1,481 nodes that providing their storage resources and validating our network. In relation to that, our overall storage capacity grew as well from around 55,000 to 600,000 terabyte. And our mainnet now is in operation, stable operations for around 18 months. Also, I attached you some other metrics which I took from our Subscan Explorer. If you have any question regarding the current network status or the token supply, feel free to check Subscan. I know there are some issues with CoinMarketCap, for example, or CoinGecko. I don't know who reports it not the correct way, but on Subscan you get the 100% validated real-time states. And so we are using a storage capacity of almost 12,000 petabyte. Looking at the utilization, that's just around 2%, so quite low. But when we compare ourselves to other decentralized storage networks like Arweave, for example, this is like a very, very big size. Arweave, I think, overall has around 115 terabyte. We almost have 10x that amount already stored on our network. Looking at our token, we have at the moment 27.1 million CRU issued overall, of which 17 million are in circulation. Some are locked, some are staked. And if you know our token release schedule, after 15 years, we will end at around 50 million tokens. So the biggest part of the inflation could be done it's done right now. All right, let's have a look at our technology, what our tech team was working on over the last months of February. We worked on our mainnet, where we completed the new design for our computing power curve that will define the max possible stake and so on. Then we introduced the latest substrate code into our main code and started the adoption. And we also upgraded our S-Worker version to the latest version 4 and released it into our chain. Looking at the Polkadot Pirate chain, we also made some efforts. For example, we established our first HRMP, XAMP channel with Equilibrium, and also created a parliamentary proposal to establish a channel with Alcala. This will basically give us opportunities to use our token for different DeFi mechanism within the Acala and Pirate Chain ecosystem. So we hope there will be many more utilities for the CRU token in the future. And the channels with other Pirate Chain projects will help us to actually realize this. Then we also work on the application layer. For example, we added Talisman wallet for our Crust Cloud login. As you probably know, Talisman enables CRU holders for quite a while now. And since recently, Talisman users can also log in with their wallet to our Crust Files application to enjoy fully decentralized personal cloud storage in a kind of Dropbox way. Then we're working with Nostogram. We completed a pull request to upload media via Nostogram to Crust Network. Nostra is a decentralized social platform which has a big backing. For example, the former founder of Twitter, Dick Dorsey, is a big backer and investor into Nostra. And decentralized social is a very important niche for us, and we believe there's a lot of use cases for cross network in the future. And also in regards with our Acala channel, we requested the wormhole to open basically a bridge to switch our cross Pirate Chain assets to Acala through the wormhole. Yeah, we also fixed several issues, for example, gateway domain issues in our Crust apps user interface. We deployed different scripts that basically analyze where our storage is coming from, where the usage is coming from, what's the ratio of number of storage in comparison to the volume of storage, and so on. So we are building a script to track all this data to give us a little bit more insight about the actual usage, and that we can put in the direction that's more efficient, most effective. And also, we say goodbye to our Maxwell testnet, one of our very first testnets back in the day. We already announced that we're going to close it a couple months ago. Users had time to move their funds from Maxwell to Crust Shadow or to Crust Mainnet. And if you not did so, then basically we did that for you. You can just import your Maxwell accounts into Crust Shadow, and then your accounts should pop up. On the ecosystem side, we also worked a lot with different partners. For example, SubSocial, another partner of ours, which we are working in collaboration close in hand for quite a long time now. They now finally connected their services to Crust Network's IPFS nodes. They already utilized IPFS before, but now with the additional redundancy layer and guaranteed via a decentralized and trustless protocol. Then Canoa, another big chain within the Polkadot ecosystem. It's an NFT-focused chain with a big community in France, for example. And they just pinned all their 300,000 NFTs in the ecosystem to our decentralized network on Crust Network, and also decide to keep pinning their data to Crust, their NFTs, as default solution. And then also you can now buy, sell, and swap CRU to on FMFW.io, a trading platform, and you can do that also with 0 transaction fees. Although the mainnet CRU doesn't really have a lot of transaction fees, anyways. Yeah. Also, in terms of decentralized social, we basically finalized our integration with Damos. Damos is another application that arises out of the Nostra ecosystem, and it's like a decentralized Twitter. And from now on, you can basically upload your profile picture via Crust Network, totally decentralized. And for our builders and users from the Arbitrum and Ethereum ecosystem, we published our second series of our tutorials to demonstrate how to place storage orders via our EVM compatible smart contract on Ethereum and Arbitrum. And this was hosted by our CTO Luke. So if you're interested to use any kind of services straight from Arbitrum, directly from Ethereum, this is a good resource to get started. And we also have been active on social media. We did an interview with Cryptos Chain, an influencer continuously covering the development of the Polkadot ecosystem, where I and Luke joined. And then we had a Twitter space with Equilibrium to talk about the latest partnership regarding our XCMP channel and the acceptance of their EQD stablecoin for our storage resources, and also held an internal Q&A in February in our main Telegram group. Not just online we have been active, but also offline. We did our job last month, or basically last month, this month. The biggest event probably was East Denver this year, where Crust was represented over multiple events. For example, we joined the Polkadot Mini Summit with our community and marketing lead, Juvia, who joined this panel discussion talking about interoperability in the Polkadot ecosystem. Then we had a keynote speech by Luke, our CTO, at Polkadot in Use, and also had a booth at the main conference at the last day, where we were able to present our technology and our project, and we're able to talk to a lot of potential clients, but also already existing partners to deepen our use cases and partnerships. I also have some pictures for you guys. So top left, that's the panel discussion with Julia who joined, and on the right side you see our co-founder Luke talking about Crust Network and different use cases within the Polkadot ecosystem. So that's from the official part. I know a lot of you guys are joining this call because you're expecting some alpha, some announcement. We published some teaser a couple of days ago. I hope you're excited to see what's coming. And I'm happy to show you more about that. And let us first talk about our motivation for this new release. And the thing is, we're gonna release a new product that will basically help us to gain customers on the commercial side, but also on the end user side. And it's also a new product that will redefine the way we think about Web3 storage in Web3 in the future, and saw different reasons for our motivation. One of them is that we believe that the current infrastructure doesn't serve the Web3 needs as expected. For example, one reason is that most of those services are only working within enclosed ecosystems. They only accept native token payments as form of payments for their storage services. We have non-Web3 authentication solutions, and all of this contributes to a very inaccessible service at the moment, which isn't very flexible as well. Users can't transfer their storage capacities, and this eventually will lead to issues of ownership. And ownership is one of the most important things in Web3. In fact, it's the biggest differentiator between Web2 and Web3. And we believe that to fulfill the vision of a authentic and real Web3, which we all want, we need to make sure that the user can own their content, can own their data on the most fundamental level. And this, if you think about it, this is just not possible without decentralized storage. So when you use decentralized storage solutions or storage solutions in Web3 in general, you should ask yourself guarantees for its persistence in Web3, and for how long do they guarantee it? Can you access your data anytime from anywhere, and especially also just via your MetaMask in a totally Web3 native way? Can you prove that you own your content? So proof of ownership is a very important thing. And can you decide where you want to place your content? And all of these questions will be answered with our newest release, which is Crust Cloud. And I want to showcase what Crust Cloud is based on this kind of model. So what we did so far was the left side of this model, which is the infrastructure as a service part. We built our protocol stack. We grew our decentralized physical infrastructure with our 1,400 nodes, our now 600,000 terabyte storage capacity. And this is all accessible on chain to developers and users, but want to make it even more easy and even more accessible for those users by building a commercial product line on top of the infrastructure which we already built. And this will be realized in the form of platform as a service solution or software as a service solution. And the first release will be our Web3 storage buckets and Web3 gateways. What does that mean, Web3 storage buckets? Normal storage buckets usually represent a specific storage capacity. That's exactly what we do as well. So far, if you wanted to store a file on Crust Network, you had to place in an order. And for this specific file, single file, you created a single order. With the concept of Web3 buckets, it's different. You basically will be able for the first time to actually secure a storage capacity upfront without actually using it on IPFS. The bucket is basically nothing else but an NFT. So we basically created an NFT bucket which points to a storage capacity which can be accessed via authentication through your MetaMask where you hold this NFT. And it's very simple like any other NFT. You basically can go to our minting contract. We have a UI for that. I will show you some screenshots later. Where you can mint this bucket. And after you went through the minting process, you own this bucket NFT in your wallet. It's totally immutable, the NFT itself, and the data behind them. It's all pinned via Crust Network, via our decentralized network on IPFS. After you have this bucket in your MetaMask wallet, you can access the storage capacity which your bucket is representing. You can either access this capacity via our web UI by just uploading files like you are used to from Crust Files, or what you can also do is access this bucket with different APIs to automatically put your data in there. The cool thing about it is that because it's an NFT, you can manage and transfer it like any other NFT as well, which means you can transfer it between different accounts, and you can also trade it on OpenSea or any other NFT-related marketplace. This will allow basically secondary markets for storage capacities and also data marketplaces, because the bucket can be sold empty, but also can be sold with data. And if the data is, for example, valuable, then you basically can monetize this data. And when you basically realize this purchase or transfer, then you don't just transfer the data, but you also transfer all rights and ownerships of this bucket with the data itself. And the cool thing is, like with a normal NFT, this all can be verified and validated on-chain, and this will allow you to have an on-chain proof of ownership over your bucket and your data. For the bucket, we will have different types. We will have a permanent bucket, which will be more like a Arweave style. This will be the first bucket type we're going to release. And with this bucket, we basically guarantee storage for more than 100 years with a single upfront payment to Crust Network. And we guarantee a minimum of at least 3 replicas, with up to 100 replicas depending on network capacity. And the cool thing is also that those volumes of those bucket sizes are totally customizable, which means you will be able to mint a 1 gigabyte bucket, a 10 gigabyte bucket, 1 terabyte bucket, and whatsoever. And the second type of the bucket will be the renewable bucket. This will be the kind of model you know from Google Cloud, etc., where it's based on a subscription-based model, which can be renewed almost like a subscription. And this also will guarantee you at least 3 replicas distributed through our network. And let me show you some screenshots of the application we are already building in the background. We are at the moment in the internal testing stage and testing the product. But as of now, everything is working really smoothly. It's a very cool concept. I tried it out myself. And as you see on the left picture, it's like a normal minting contract. You get your CID number for your bucket. You get an IPNS number for your bucket, which will be automatically associated with every bucket minted. And you can also access these buckets via a web UI. This is on the right side. You can see the max capacity of the bucket, how many files, how many volume is already uploaded to this bucket. You can manage it in a very easy and simple way. And this is basically a concept that we think has a lot of demand for everything that's to come in Web3. For example, looking at an NFT marketplace, where creators upload their data to the platform operator itself. And then the platform operator is basically the one who and guarantees the availability of the NFTs and not the creator itself. Even if the platform already uses some kind of IPFS solution, I'm still dependent upon the platform operator, the centralized platform operator, to keep paying for pinning services, to keep running their own local IPFS nodes or whatnot. And in this case, I have the possibility to guarantee the availability of my valuable data by myself. So for example, before uploading my 10K collection to the platform, I could just mint my Web3 storage bucket, upload my collection directly to my storage bucket, which I own and totally control via my MetaMask. Also decentralized social, when we're looking at social platforms, decentralized social platforms in the future, users will upload a lot of data, pictures, comments, videos, and so on. And all of this data has to be stored somewhere. And in Web2, it's Facebook, it's Instagram, and all the centralized provider who basically take care of the storage. And this is basically still the same in current Web3. But that's something we want to change. And with this Web3 buckets, it's basically possible. We could assign those buckets to different accounts on social media platforms, and every picture, video, comment I make will automatically be uploaded to my own bucket instead of the storage service operated by the centralized provider. And this will give us the final push towards full-scale decentralization and full ownership of assets in Web3. Because we believe that, like any other asset in Web3, where you have on-chain proof of ownership, this should be the same with your storage resources. And this can be realized now with Crust Cloud. All right. Thank you, guys. That's from my side. If you have any questions, then I'm free to answer. We also will release an article on our Medium blog, which will explain all this product a little bit more in detail. And pay attention over the next couple of days or weeks. We also gonna launch specific campaigns to promote this product where you guys can get involved. And there also will be some incentives. Thank you, guys.
So, all right, you can hear me, or you can hear me. Good morning. Yeah, you can hear me.
Sorry?
Yeah, I said, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're welcome. You can also pop your questions in the chat if you want to, and just pick it up from there.
All right, okay, I think it will be better and more effective if I actually ask them directly. All right, so I'll start by saying I must commend what Crust Cloud is doing, right? Because it's not actually easy coming up with different innovations every day and trying to see that the community move forward as well and our data are well secured. I'm also very much happy and excited about the new innovations and trying to see the ecosystem is growing and it's all amazing. So kudos to the Crush team, all amazing and it's not easy, right? So I just have some few questions to ask, maybe probably just 3 or 4. questions, and maybe you can just do justice to it concerning what you've actually said so far. Okay, and one of these questions have actually been popping up through my mind, and I tried to ask them today. So the first question is this. I don't know, Luke, can you hear me very well?
Say that again. I can hear you.
Okay, okay, good and fine. Or let me just, I don't know if you can hear me. I can actually drop the question in the chat comment. So maybe, or if I can go ahead with speaking.
Sure.
All right, perfect. So the first question I want to ask, like, concerning all this, all these products release and every other stuff is going on well. So I want to ask, how does Cross handle regulatory compliance in different jurisdictions in different areas? As you all know, like cross services will be needed everywhere. So, and there are some kind of places like you might not really have free entry to, and there's some kind of places you might want to enter, but you just have lots of restrictions and you just have to like follow plenty rules and all of that. So, how those cross can do that?
I think there were multiple questions there. So I think the first question I heard was if we already know when we're going to release it. I want to answer that. For the release date, we don't have a specific date in mind. We just know we are very close to the release. From the technical point of sight, we want to make sure before we release it to the masses that everything is working 100% and flawless. At the moment, I can tell you so far, we tested our Crust Cloud application on Ethereum Girly network, and we already onboarded to Ethereum main network. So both of them are working, really nice. And we're just working on the last things to get it straightened out, to improve the user experience a little bit better. But I'm quite sure in not too much time you all will be able to mint your own Web3 storage bucket and to play around with it. And the cool thing about this concept is that I believe everybody understands by now what an NFT is, how we transfer NFTs, how we mint NFTs, and to have now storage capacities representing or NFTs representing storage capacities. That's something really innovative and cool and should be very easy to understand for newcomers to deal with. And so that's why we believe it's very needed to improve the interoperability and accessibility of storage resources in Web3. And so far it has been quite complicated to realize that if you're not very technical, but with these buckets, it's a very, very easy concept.
All right, cool, perfect. That's actually nice. So, also anticipating to like check out the product and test it as well and see how it functions. All right, so okay, that brings me to my next question. All right, as you know, like when we're talking about launching of a new product and everything, and a whole lot of people might be excited. Okay, yeah, a new product is coming in as well, and a whole lot of people might also be like, oh wow, so how do we actually check the vulnerability of this product? How do we like how do we manipulate this product and all of that? So what I want to ask is this: what kind of security measures does cross network have to prevent all of this if it actually happens, maybe in form of attack or in form of hacks concerning people's data when the new product is finally launched?
I didn't fully understand.
All right, okay.
The connection is not
Let me
too.
okay, let me recap the question again. I said we are anticipating a new product, right? Coming out and since it's all about data security and all of that. So a whole lot of new people are excited. Oh, there's going to be a new product and we're going to test new stuff like myself. And there are still some kind of persons who are like, okay, this product is coming out. How are we going to like manipulate this product or stuff like that? So the question I want to ask is this. Now, concerning these two stuff, of course, security should actually be a major concern. So the question is this. what kind of security measures does Cross Network have in place to prevent attacks or hacks when this new product is out?
Okay, gotcha. Um, so first of all, this product is already gated by the overall security of Crust Network itself, because basically it's just an interface or another layer 2 on top of our layer 1 chain to actually access and integrate with our resources. So in the end, it's still the Crust Network with our already existing infrastructure, which is secured by a different kind of mechanism. For example, protected by our TEE mechanism, which we implemented, which doesn't even make it possible for the node operator themselves to access or manipulate the data. And so this is all realized. We also encourage users, for example, for added security to do client-side encryption before uploading the data. And another thing I didn't mention in this call yet is that we are also working on a blockchain-based encryption method, which will work independent of client-side encryption, which means you will be able to decrypt your data from multiple devices without having the code basically imported to it, the decryption key. And this will definitely help on the security layer, but overall, there won't be any new security measures needed for the Cloud 3 product, because the security is already provided by our infrastructure.
All right. Okay. Cool. Perfect. All right. So, when you actually introduce the new product, you said something about minting and all of that, and of course, I actually know like when a new product is out, it comes with a whole lot of let's say prices and all of that, and people get check it out. So, the question I want to ask is this: how is Crush Network going to ensure fair pricing for this new product? I know it's a storage facility, the storage service, and people can always do a whole lot of things. So how are we going, like, how is Crush Network going to ensure that there is fair pricing between each product? Because you mentioned, according to what you said, it's in form of packages, right? So is it going to be okay if you have 1 gig, if you're subscribing for 1 gig, there's a price and stuff like that. So I just want you to throw more light on the pricing.
Yeah, so the pricing will a little bit different from our normal layer 1 pricing mechanism. So the thing is, at the moment for Crust Network, is that our pricing mechanism is very dynamic, and it's underlying different kind of network metrics that influence the price, and also our CRU token price, which eventually will result in the USD or USD price, stable price. The issue at this right now, especially for developers who constantly need storage resources in the future, is that the costs for this kind of storage is hard to forecast, because the token price itself could be 10x, and this automatically would mean the storage would be 10x, because right now our storage is priced in CRU token. So we want to provide developers with a stable and forecastable, expectable kind of cost structure, where they know per gigabyte I paid this specific price, and I can also expect this price in half a year, in 1 year, or in 2 years down the road. And that's something which is needed, especially if we want to onboard mass data, because they want a calculatable price. It doesn't help them if now they maybe can upload their data for super cheap, but in 6 months, when the CRU token price rises and the network metrics change and so on, suddenly the storage price does a 10x as well. And developers don't really want that, especially with more storage. The more storage they operate with, or the more storage demand they have, the more bigger the effect would be of this kind of dynamic pricing mechanism. And they rather work with fixed capacities and fixed pricing, which makes it easy to calculate and to forecast.
All right, cool, perfect. That's actually very interesting to know. Very interesting. All right, sorry, I just have one more question, and I'll allow you to breathe. All right, so I'm very, very curious when I listen to stuff like this because it's always very amazing to anticipate a new product. All right, so what I want to ask is this, like, okay, as you know, most of us are familiar with Crossfire, right? Like, you just easily log in, connect to wallet, and upload whichever file you want to upload, and get the CID and do whichever thing you want to do. So, and now that we are anticipating a new product, what I want to ask is this, are there technical requirements like for um getting to use this new product coming out, or is it as easy as using Crossfire?
Right, it's basically as easy as Crust file. So the only thing you do is the only thing you have to do is basically is that you have to mint your storage capacity first. That's basically the only biggest difference from like an end user capacity, I would say. That you mint your storage capacity and then you put your data into your own bucket. From the value perspective, we have now the additional feature that we have the ownership in form of an NFT, and that we can transfer and trade this also on chain with proof of ownership. And this wasn't possible with Trust files. We have the option, obviously, to share the data with my friends, with peers, and so on. But you can't really transfer the data, including the ownership yet. And this will be realized via this NFT product. But once you're in the web UI, it's almost like Crust files. There will be upload button. You just choose what files you want to upload, and then the product takes care of the rest. And then you can find and access this file or data via your buckets. And you also don't need any kind of login mechanism. So when you visit our application, the application recognizes that you hold this NFT in your wallet, and this automatically will guarantee you access to it.
So cool, perfect, perfect. I really appreciate your answers, and seriously, I'll be looking forward to see to check out the new product and to also see how it's going to function. All right, Lou, thank you. I really appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you as well. And follow our Medium announcement, Twitter announcements. There will be more news along the way. And we keep providing you with some small highlights and bites along the way. Yeah. All right, guys. Let me just quickly check the chat if there are any questions, but I don't think so. Nope. Okay. Then let's call it a day. And I all wish you a nice Friday. Have a great weekend. And we see each other next month. Thank you.
All right, Lou, see you some other time.